Hey there, this is Malorian. This is going to be a double War Machine report and kind of an important one because it's going to be starting a campaign. But let's get through this first one so it can kind of set the stage. So this first game here is 50 points. I'm up against Severius and he's going to be running a Reckoner, a Revenger, there's a Vanquisher, the Avatars come along for some fun. He has the Zealots with Yue, he also has the Choir, he has a couple of the Vassals, and he also has a Bastion. So lots of guys, and overall, a pretty solid army. On my side over here, all right, I love this army. This is my favorite army, bar none. It is my eMagnus, my favorite caster ever, running his tier 4 list. And I just love this list, love what it does, and it only works and comes together at this point, at the 50 points. Because really what I have here is I have the max long gunners, max Idrians with Yue, then mid Idrians, min Crow's Cutthroats. I have Kale Baylock there, Gorman, Orin Midwinter, two Manglers, one of them being bonded, and I just love it. It just gets in your face, I lock you down, I super score a bunch of points from dominates, and I win the game. So coming in this game, I've been on a high all day because I just can't wait for this game. I'm being a little bit cocky. I'm going to say here, completely honest, I was a little bit cocky at this point, and like, okay, you better watch out. There's a lot of stuff my guy does. You know how far I'll be first turn? I'll be just in your grill, and I'll lock you down. So looking back, I was definitely a little bit cocky going to this game, but hey, it's my favorite caster, and I can't wait to get another win with him. Either way, let's talk about the actual game. It's first 1 to 5. You have a far flag and a close flag. You get 1 for dominating the close flag, 2 for controlling the far flag, and 3 for dominating the far one. So a little bit tough to do that with the far flag, even with a feat like Magnus's. But basically the way I'm setting up here then is to really start scoring on the close flag and then to kind of just chew away with the Idrians and get to the other one. So he gives me first turn, and I'm just rushing on up. I have to give him a little bit of respect here because between the Vanquisher, double shot because of the Vassal, and then with all the grenades of the Zealots, I can be facing a lot of AoEs. Otherwise, I'm in my typical protective formation with both Manglers being in front of Magnus after I just do mobility and rush on up. On his turn, he's going to be doing his mini feat with his Zealots, so they're pretty much invincible. They're also the prey target, by the way, but they kind of rush up here, and yeah, he has up Menelth's Gaze, he has the Defender's Ward up on the Bastions, but, I'm really loving this. I can start just tying him up, I can start locking him down, scoring points, and all looking really good. But this is what I do, and it's from this point in the game that I start getting really upset with myself. First of all, let's start with the left. It's at this point that I realize that between him saying, no shoot my jacks, and the Zealots either being invincible or in combat, that my long gunners over there was completely stupid. Now, to be fair, I deployed first, but I get a redeploy. And I was even talking about how I get a redeploy, but I thought they were good there. Had I put them on the right side, they could have been shooting up bastions like crazy. Meanwhile, because I have no idea what to do with them, they're just running up. Maybe I'll try running around the trees, but at that point the game will probably be close to over. Yeah, I don't know. That was definitely a misplay. In there with the Zealots, let's actually start with, yeah, we'll start with them. My Idrians go, I'm just basically tying him up. I have one that runs over by the Avatar because I can't shoot the Avatar, but Gorman can throw the black oil at my own Idrian and then by proxy also hit his guy there, the Avatar, and blind him. Now, part of this here, too, is Magnus comes up, and because I kind of want to control the stuff on the left, and I want to get Severius and get all these other things, I have my Crow Cutthroat swing around the house so they can threaten him, and so he goes up and says, you can't come towards me, and you can't go towards the left, keeping Severius by Crow's Cutthroats. That's by itself a pretty good idea. However, look at where I put him. He's not by the flag, he's not scoring, and then also he's completely exposed. Now, what I could have done is I could have gone and put the 2 jacks in front of him, but because I really want to try killing these bastions, I charged in the min unit. I went up with the 1 bonded mangler. It does some damage. The 2 of the bastions are dead, but he's just kind of flopping around in the breeze there. And here's a little just, I have here with, or Midwinter with it saying no because there's no spells within a foot of him, but he should be really saying no to eMagnus. Like, what the hell are you doing? Look behind you. You see that flag? That's where you're supposed to be. And meanwhile, you're not doing your scenario game. You are not being defensive. You're just being an idiot. So after his turn, I gotta say, I got really lucky. He goes for the +2/+2, the battle hymn or whatever on the jacks. He's going for fervor. He has Eye of Manoth off. So really, on the left side, his zealot should have killed a lot more of my Idrians. He just rolled really poorly. And the story there is I really should have just left a couple tying him up and everything else being further back. There's no reason why everything should have been there. Then he started shooting off into Magnus, or he wanted to, but luckily, because of all the Idrians in the front, he couldn't draw a line of sight. So Bastions went first. 2 of them went over just to try and get in the way of the Crow's Cutthroats. The other one kills the 1 Idrian that's in the way. Then the Reckoner has a straight shot to Magnus. Like I said, he gets diced pretty hard. So between that and the Vassal extra shot, doesn't really get anything done. The Vanquisher probably could have got a better shot on me, but he just kind of shuffles over this turn. And then what happens is his Revenger moves over. Severius has to move back so that he can actually cast spells. He is able to go and channel through and do some damage to me. Again, I'm getting lucky because he doesn't have much damage so far. And then the Zealots, the one things they did here too is first one throws a bomb, kills the 2 guys in front, and then the second guy can throw one and gets it on Magnus. So he's on fire. I'm alive with 3 boxes. By all rights, I should probably be dead, but I am just completely kicking myself because still I'm feeling like an idiot for the long gunners. I'm feeling like an idiot because I didn't score my points here. I should be 2 up already. I should mention I should be 3 up because the biggest thing I was trying to do here is that he did not get out of the kill box. So he is going to kill box himself this turn. So I should be scoring on his turn, getting another one for the kill box, scoring again on my own. But instead, I just have 1 for kill box, and my caster's almost dead. And once we do fire, he does die. And I gotta say, I just felt like throwing up. When I look back on this game and at the time there, I did so many things wrong. Like I went over it. So one of the things I decided to do is, you know what? I need to do a campaign to stop being such an idiot. And what it really comes down to is me being so aggressive on turn 2 that I usually die to these range assassinations. I just don't have the respect for the range assassination that I've actually come to be known as the guy that dies on turn 2. If you're playing against Malorian, just wait for him to present his caster on turn 2 and kill him. He'll be right there in the middle of the board, not protected, easy win. And you know what? That really frustrates me because here I am, a guy that really wants to improve his game, do better in steamrollers, and you can't do that if you're dying on turn 2. So the idea of this campaign is my next 10 games, I'm going to do eMagnus for them all, and if I get caster killed before turn 3, I'm going to put away eMagnus for a year. That's it. He's going to get locked away, and I just will not touch him for a year. I actually in the beginning said I thought I was just going to like smash him with a hammer, but I like him too much. So we're just going to do that, and let's go to the first game of the campaign. So it's up against Manoth. It's a different player. We're now just doing 25 points. He is doing Reznik. He has the the Vanquisher. He has the I think it's like the Repenter, and then the Reckoner. He has the Rax there. He has the Choir. He has the Errants with UA. And yeah, I mean, pretty much the jacks are a lot the same for the same sort of like ranged assassination. There are no vassals to worry about. But yeah, definitely I already know now that taking a Reckoner shot to the face is a bad idea, which is logically something I should have known all along. Meanwhile, on my side, my 25 points is going to be now just a tier 1, going with 2 Manglers, going with Orin Midwinter, and then the Idrians plus UA, and Kale Baylock. We are actually playing on the same table. It's just shifted slightly. I'm on the other side of the board or something like that. But yeah, in this one here, I'm planning to be much more careful. The Idrians are playing the Errants, and that's a little side game there where, everyone loves Errants. Nobody plays Idrians. I love Idrians, so I can't wait for this one to play out. But otherwise, yeah, I'm really planning to be very careful, get to that objective, don't overexpose myself, and everything should be okay. So he goes first, and he goes up. He's saying, "You can't shoot me." And that's pretty much it. He has Iron Aggression up on the Reckoner, so that's he doesn't really have a good combat dedicated Jack, but I guess out of the two, he's probably the best one to have Iron Aggression on. On my turn here, I have the Idrians go up. Actually, first kill, Baylock goes up, takes a shot at his guys. I need a 6, I miss. The Idrians go up. They're going to be doing their digging this turn, their little mini feat. They pop a couple of shots. They kill 1. Again, just kind of needing 6s and missing. Otherwise, what I do is I cast Mobility. I'm kind of rushing up. Now, I should have probably, this is the problem with this terrain, where I wanted to be up here, and the 2 Manglers should be base to base. And so I am giving him a way to shoot my guy. Orin Midwinter has stealth up right now, so I probably should have had the 2 Manglers together. But if I did that, then my charge lanes would be really hampered. So I am kind of hiding behind 1. I'm camping 2. He no longer has eMagnus, doesn't have the extra shot, so I should be okay. But I was already wondering, like, am I going to die here? Am I, it's possible. When he goes, though, he does have some surprises for me. He goes up with, first of all, his Errants, and they try some shots, and we know that, he needs something crazy. He needs double 6s. He actually gets one. He also kills a Kale Baylock, so taking a little bit of damage, but I should be able to have a pretty good counter charge. Otherwise, Reznik comes up. He takes a focus. It doesn't blow up. He does Perdition, I believe, to one of my jacks. Goes through, gets a little bit of damage. That lets his Reckoner move up. The Reckoner then goes and he charges my Mangler here. And really, between the assault and the attacks, I really should have taken more damage than I did. I lost no systems. One of the really lucky ones, he did a big old 12 damage, but because it went over to first column 6 to 1 and then just 2 and number 2, it actually did nothing to me. So I got really lucky there. He did do some damage to Mangler number 2. Both of them are on fire, but the damage over there is pretty good. It's not too bad. And this is just kind of showing here again where, if he would have actually done some pretty good damage, maybe knocked out my 1 flail there, this would be a lot more of a trouble. But now I can actually knock out this Reckoner and come back. The problem is that when I went after the Reckoner, it just refused to die. eMagnus, he charges in with his armor-piercing attack. I'm at dice plus 3 on the charge attack. I only do 11 damage, so that's a little bit low. Then I have 3 focus on my jack here. It starts swinging, and, can't quite do it. I actually charge in Orin Midwinter. He does a couple of damages, and he's still left with 3 boxes. And what does he have? His Cortex and his Super Mace. Isn't that great? So what I have to do then is the Idrians do some work on the left, but I actually have 2 to charge in here, and luckily, they get fire on the dice, and they take out the Reckoner. Otherwise, this could have been kind of bad. Otherwise, I do the Assault and Battery with the Idrians on the left, and they just decimate those guys. I mean, between all those shots and then being able to charge in, yeah, they did a lot of work. So his errands are almost completely wiped out now. I also popped the feet with eMagnus, so he can't come towards me, and he can't go to the left. And the whole idea is to kind of trap the Vanquisher, because it's within the reach range. of my Mangler number 2. I actually missed the Thresher attack on it, and I did pretty good against the Revenger. But yeah, I'm now liking my spot here. You know, Magnus is a little bit exposed, but he doesn't have a lot he can do to me. I have elevation. I have, we're calling it concealment from that pillar, but I'm looking pretty good. On his turn then, there's not really much he can do. He goes over, he kills 2 of my Idrians with some quick work from his errant UA there. Otherwise, he has the Vanquisher go back, take a free strike, takes a shot at me, it scatters, gets nothing, so that high defense saved me up there on the hill. And otherwise, yeah, he tries doing some spells to me, but again, because of my high defense, I was saved. So on my turn then, I decide now is the time to start doing some scoring. So the Idrians, again, assault and battery, and then basically go over to make sure I'm scoring from the flag on his side. So that gets 2 points. Magnus sneaking back here, camping a bit here, and scoring, dominating on this one here. So that'll bring me up to 3 points. Orin Midwinter coming up saying no magic. And then basically I'm just throwing up my other jack there, and he takes out the guns from both of those jacks. So between him locking those guys down, me being on both, I've now moved over the prey target to Reznik. He's in a pretty bad spot. So on his turn, there's not really too much he can do. You know, he can't even put on Engine of Destruction. So he comes over. He's not able to quite destroy the Mangler with Reznik. So then the Vanquisher is trying to do it. And at that point, we realize, yeah, there's no way he can get to both. He does a little bit of flaming to the Idrians. Again, getting bad dice, killing just 1. But yeah, that's it. I'll score on his turn. I'll then score on mine. And that's the game. So got past this first one. And I felt I did a lot better. But at the same time, there's even that still in turn 2 where I was exposing myself. And it's one of those things where, okay, yes, he doesn't have eMagnus. He doesn't have the auxiliary attacks from the vassals. But you know what? If he starts taking some of those shots, he can take down some guys just with the 2 shots from the Reckoner and the Vanquisher. So definitely something I have to be a lot more careful of. And we'll see if I make it. I still have to go 9 more games. And like I say, if I get caster killed on turn 1 or turn 2, that's going to be it for eMagnus. He'll be locked away. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Bye.